Let's take a look at a question on proofs in plane geometry from Poly Lessons. In the diagram above, PQRS are 4 points on the circle. PT is an angle bisector of angle QPS and cuts the circle at R. Let me just transfer this information from the paragraph into the picture. So what we have here, we have PT, line PT is over here. It's going to bisect the angle QPS. So I'm going to write down theta here and theta here for my self-reference, so I know that the two angles are equal. Next line, we have line QT is a tangent to the circle at Q. Let me just plot this Q as a red dot here. And since we do not have center of circle, we can't see any radius and diameter. We're not going to denote any 90 degree in the diagram. And we're going to keep in mind that high chance we're going to use alternate segment theorem. Now let's take a look at what we are going to prove. We are going to prove RQT equals to RQS, the angle. Let me just also draw in where are these two angles. RQT is this one over here. Let me write down as 1. Second angle RQS is going to be here. I'm going to write down as 2. Now let's look at angle one by one. For angle number 1, I'm going to draw one line in red. This one is going to be the chord. So I'm going to apply alternate segment theorem because this TQ is tangent. That's the angle between the tangent and the chord. So take a look at the chord line. Look at the opposite angle of the chord. It's going to be this one here. I'm going to write down number 1. So it will be equal to the theta that I labeled just now. That's angle number 1. Let's take a look at angle number 2. So angle number 2 comes from the arc of RS over here. So what I'm going to use the same arc, goes to point P. Let me just draw this one here. The same arc goes to point P, so this will be equal to angle number 2 as well. So angle number 2 is also theta. So let's have a bit of planning before we write down our steps here. So I'm going to now show you what I'm going to write line by line to prove that they are equal. So the first one, I'm going to start with angle number 1, angle RQT equals, let's find out where I label 1, which is RPQ. And write down the explanation. This one, we use alternate segment theorem. Now let's take a look at angle number 2. So we have angle RQS equals to angle SPR. And this one here, coming from the same arc, the explanation, angles in the same segment. Next, I'm not done yet. I'm going to explain why these two are equal. So I'm going to explain these two are equal. So I'm going to write the next line. So remember, these are the two angles which I label angle theta in the diagram. So this one comes from the explanation where PT is an angle bisector of angle QPS. And since these two are equal, so these two must be equal then. This is what we're supposed to prove from the question. And it's proven